Hello, I'm David Gauntlett. I've just finished writing a book called Making is Connecting, which will be published by Polity in 2011. Here I'm going to try and say as much as I can about it in the next 5 minutes. So first of all, why do I say making is connecting? I say making is connecting for 3 key reasons. Number 1, making is connecting because you have to connect things together, materials or ideas or both, to create something new. Number 2, making is connecting because acts of creativity usually involve at some point a social dimension, connecting people together. And number 3, I say making is connecting because through making things and sharing them in the world, we increase our engagement and connection with our social and physical environments. I'm interested in Web 2.0 and indeed any use of the internet where people get to communicate and express themselves creatively, connecting and potentially collaborating to make new things together with lots of other people who could be anywhere else in the world. But of course, creativity did not begin with the internet. So in Making is Connecting, I look at a range of other craft and DIY practices and people's motivations for engaging in them, from embroidery and knitting to home electronics and guerrilla gardening. And I look at what people have written about the meaning of making in the past as well as the present. For instance, we spend a chapter on John Ruskin and William Morris, 2 Victorian thinkers who 150 years ago said some things about self-expression and creativity which turn out to be really relevant today. John Ruskin argued that everyday creativity offers us a kind of celebration of humanity's imperfections. He was delighted by the weird gargoyles that appear on cathedrals as they were signs of the free creative life of imaginative individuals. For the same reason, the diversity of things on YouTube made by people because they want to is much more refreshing and brilliant and more promising for us as a society than the neat stuff done by professionals on TV. Ruskin said that in modern times we strive to make everything corporate and consistent at our peril, treating people like machines. He showed that if you stifle creativity, well then you suffocate the whole culture. And William Morris argued that people need to be able to make their mark on the world, give shape to their environments, and share knowledge, ideas and self-expression. And Ivan Illich, the radical philosopher, made similar points in a different way 100 years later. Both thinkers observed that creative opportunities provide a feeling of fulfillment, connection and joy, or when those opportunities are lacking, a dull misery. Then the themes of the rest of the book give us a 5-part list in the conclusion. This video is meant to be very short, so I can't say very much at all about each one, but very briefly. Number 1 is about a new understanding of creativity as being about the process and emotions rather than the products made. Number 2 is about the human drive to make and share. People create things because they want to feel alive in the world, to participate and be part of a community rather than just be viewers. Number 3 is about happiness through creativity and community. I've got a chapter which looks at all of the recent social science research about happiness and what makes people happy, and basically it's all the stuff I'm talking about here. Number 4 is about creativity as a middle layer of social glue which binds people together between the levels of individuals down here and big social institutions up here. And number 5 is about the human need to make your mark and make the world your own. That was all very brief, but of course it's all filled out with arguments and research in the book. So finally here, why did I want to write this book? Well, I spend time writing and talking about everyday creativity, people making stuff for themselves and sharing it in the world. And I think perhaps my academic colleagues think that that's a kind of, sweet sideline, interesting cultural phenomenon, but not really at the heart of social and political questions. And I think, and I wanted to show through argument and evidence, that it's actually crucial. The human race faces big problems, as you know. What we need to tackle those problems is people who are creative, naturally creative, who think that the natural mode is not to be sitting back and consuming, but to be more sitting forward, being creative, actively engaged in the world, making, sharing things themselves. People who think that we should make our world and our culture and our science and our ideas ourselves anew every day. That's why I wanted to write the book, so I hope you like it.